And hello to all my Scorpio friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent. Today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for November 2021. Now today they have dialed up a Celtic cross spread for my Scorpios. It is a big spread. It's very encapsulating. It's really on one subject. It can veer a little bit off, here and there, but it's really finite and tuned down to one thing. It makes it really good for a general reading because it mostly looks at what's going on right now. It does go a little bit in the past, a little bit in the future, but really it's based on the present or the near present. Very big spread, lots of information there. So that's what we're going to get into there. And they've asked that I end your reading with 2 Angel Oracle card divination cards. That's just going to give us extra advice and kind of an extra push towards certain themes and topics for my Scorpios. So I'm excited. We're going to get right into it. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch and see the cards. Go ahead and hit the like button and build up the energy for the Scorpios. Scorpio November. Scorpio season is here. All right, so what I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. I like to do this on camera, live. It basically cuts the deck into 3 different pieces, puts it back together in a separate order, and then they're ready to run. And that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And there we go. So, Scorpio, Celtic cross. This is you and all that you are. This is what crosses you. This is what's behind you. Recent past. This is what's in front of you. Near future. This is what's above you, something you're aware of. This is what's below you, something you're not. And then we have 7, 8, 9, 10 running up the sides. I will move the camera so you can see this because this goes a little tall and it's just not meant for this wide view. So there's your main cross that you're looking at here. And then we have 7, 8, 9, and 10 right here. That's going to be our 10th, our final outcome for the month. So now what I'm going to look at are my inverts. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So good distribution. We're going to read it as is. It's ready to go. Now I'm looking for major cards that we need more information on. And there's really just this one. So we're going to pull one for it. That's part of our final one. Is that on view? It says not for you. We'll talk about that more when we get to it. But there it is. There's the view. Let's zoom out and get to work, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio November. Let's see what we got. I'm just going to reorganize this real quick just a little bit so I can see it more clearly. Okay, so the first thing that they want to talk about, a lot of you Scorpios are wanting to leave something behind and not look back, but you are just not there yet. You're not emotionally there. For most of you, it's an emotional attachment. It could be, a love relationship. It could be a person. It could be, it's going to be a lot of different things for a lot of different Scorpios, but that's kind of the energy of what they want to talk about first. That's what's going on. They say that you need to move past this or get, leave something in your past basically and not carry it with you into the future, but you're just not there yet. You're hesitating, or you're just, you're like, oh, now is not the time, or I don't feel ready, or that's kind of the vibe of what they talk about. So that's where you start. That's where you start November. Now what crosses you is a couple different things. It's going to be different for the Scorpios. There's 2 main definitions of this card. I like to give you both. That way, it's usually like split up. So for some of you have travel on your mind in November. Some Scorpios are thinking about traveling. This doesn't mean that you're actually going to do the traveling in November. Some of you may. It could be that. But it also is a lot of you are thinking about it, are considering it, are making plans to travel soon. The other definition of the card is just moving your life into a calmer patch, smoother waters. And for some of you, this is medical. This is like a health thing where you're trying to get your health into much smoother area of the river. If you want to look at it like a river, that's what I usually do, is, the rapids part is where things are rough, and, you're trying to navigate the boulders and the obstacles and stuff like that, and you're trying to get to a smoother place. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing in life in general, but that's really a big theme for Scorpios in November, is that you're really trying to simplify things or make things smoother or flow more. As we move into the past position, in the recent in the near past, they're talking about a blocked celebration or a like a party, or that's kind of the vibe to it. An event. Event is the best word for it, but it can be those things that I described too. So it's coming in blocked. So it's either saying that it didn't happen or got delayed, or it's coming up soon or something like that. So there's something to be celebrated, perhaps past the time of its prime, but it's okay because a celebration is a celebration. As they say, it's a good day to party any day. Good day to have a party. So that's what's coming up. So there's something to be celebrated in November. Besides, of course, the birthdays. I mean, come on, we know we're in Scorpio season here, but there is there's something to be celebrated later that the event and the marker already happened. So that's really what they're talking about. It could even be like going to a concert or an event or something like that coming up. That's the vibe. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's going to be so different for everybody. As we move into the future position, that's kind of the most important one. A lot of you are going to be getting over some kind of either something physical. If you've had any kind of injuries, or I don't want to use the word sickness, but for some of you it could be. It's usually more of a physical thing than it is like an illness. But physically, we have improvement coming up very soon. So if you've had any kind of physical ailments, like I guess you could call this the sign that things are improving, that you're on the right track, things are going well there. The other thing is, this could also be work related for some of you. You could be getting over kind of a tough patch of work. If work was a little chaotic or beat you up, or let's say it was like you do a physical job, it was very hard on your body, hard on your mind, even if it's stress, whatever it is. They show November, or at least moving into the future, past November. This could even be December going into January, where this gets rectified, because this is a future position card. So things are improving, things are getting better. For a lot of you, this is physical health related. But like I said, it can also expand out into work. Now, as we move into the above position, this is talking about, something that you already know. So I'm not telling you anything new here, but they bring up the Ace of Wands. This is, for a lot of you, this could be like a new business, new enterprise, new endeavor, working on retirement or college or whatever it is. All that stuff falls into your work corner. Entrepreneurship, it's coming in blocked, so it's saying like the timing is not right now. So if you're looking to launch anything new business related, November is not it. The timing is just not going to flow. Maybe you need to put more work into it or do more research or whatever it is that you have to do first to make this thing really launch well. But whatever reason, it's coming in blocked, and a lot of you, they're saying, are aware of this, and you feel it, and you feel that the time's not right, even though you want to do it right now. It's just not it. So even that also can expand out into new job. If you're thinking about getting a new job, I just kind of just hang where you're at right now, at least in November. Perhaps December, we'll see what comes up there. So they're saying a lot of you are very aware of that. Now we get into the bottom position. This is something you're not aware of. Here we have the Four of Swords. So they're talking about peace, rest, relaxation, that kind of hammock on the beach, feet in the sand vibe. That's what comes up. So a lot of you really need to find a balance here. And this is more of a mental card too. So anytime we have swords, usually we're talking about something cerebral. So it's not even like a real tangible thing. Of course it can be, because I gave you examples of that. But this could also be in your head. So they're saying that you need to find this balance and get to that beach, whether it's, whatever your escape place is. It doesn't have to be a beach. It doesn't matter if it's, in your own backyard. But whatever it is, like, you need to find balance. Relieve your mind. Your mind needs a little break right here in November. That's what they're talking about. And a lot of you don't know this, or at least you're not aware of it, or you're not aware of how significant this is right now in November. So very good time to take a break, recharge the batteries, hit the reset button on your month, your year, as we wrap up the year, that kind of energy. So let's get into 7, 8, 9, and 10. These are, well, we're going to wrap up with the big one. I already showed you that with the Oracle card. And they did impress that, the impression that I need to do 2 Oracle cards to end this. I always give them that option if they want extra, and they wanted 2 extra cards there. So they do have a lot to say for November, Scorpio. They're very chatty with you right now. Before I get into 7, 8, 9, and 10, I do want to talk about the moon cycles. I like to give you the forecast for those every single month. something that not a lot of people do. I think I'm really the only one as far as I know. But the moon cycles are very important because it's a good time to take advantage of those lunar energies to work for you. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. There's different times that you can really get the timing right and really take off. Things will stick much easier if you hit the timing right with the cosmic energies that already exist all around us. Now we have the new moon. That comes in on November 4th. So things are moving advance. I used to, say the last few months have been beginning of the month, new moon, end of the month, full moon. But now it's starting to shift a lot. So we have the new moon right at the beginning of the month of November, November 4th. That's a good time to bring anything new into your life, anything you're trying to manifest and bring in. If you're trying to attract love or attract money or, improve your health, any of that stuff that you're doing brand new, really well placed at the beginning of November. Now, adversely, we have the full moon energy, right, coming kind of creeping in on that third week of November. That's when you want to get something out of your life that doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't matter if it's a person, a habit, a way of thinking, emotional baggage, projects, whatever it is that you got to get rid of. It's the purging energy. That happens on November 19th. You don't have to do it on the 19th. Just anywhere around kind of the middle to the third week of November is ideal to do that. Before, like I said, I would tell you the end of the month is the best time for that, but you don't want to wait too long in November to do that, because as we get into the end of November, we start getting into new moon energy again. So absolutely take advantage of that for things that you're trying to get in and out of your life. If you sign up to the newsletter program, it's at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. I'm always giving away new items, new resources, promo codes for discounted readings, all that kind of good stuff. I only send one email a month for updates, and it's free to take advantage of, so absolutely sign up for that if you have not yet. And next month, newsletter only giveaway. It's going to be huge, so you definitely want to be signed up for that. So let's get into number 7. Number 7 right here is your advice column. That's the main thing that they kind of want to talk to you about. We have the Prince of Wands and other decks. This is a Knight. They're talking about action here with work. The advice is to take action with work. But I regress, because I go back to what we talked about, not the new work though, the current work. They want you to work on the current state of affairs with your work corner. They don't want you to go the new route yet. You can start considering goals and start working on that kind of stuff, but what the advice is, they want you to work on what's right in front of you right now. That's what we have there. As we move into external influence, we have a love message coming in. So your love corner is obviously a big theme for your environment, for what you're surrounded with, the external influence. For some of you, this could just be your relationship partner. This could also be just you're just kind of surrounded by love, especially early in November. It comes in really good. I know Thanksgiving is like toward the end, but that's what the card says. It's talking about kind of early November. We have really good love vibes there all around you. So I don't know if that's spending more time with family, or maybe it would be a good time if you don't already have plans, or reconnecting with friends that you haven't talked to or hung out with in a while. All that stuff exists very, very well early in November. Okay, let's get into number 9. We have hopes and fears here. Some of you have some issues going on with siblings. That's what they talk about here. They don't present it as fights, but they just present it as blockages. So there's some hesitation, or there's something in the way between siblings or family members. I don't want to just say siblings only. It's just kind of some hiccups in the family, perhaps some inside quarrels, or dialogues playing out in November, something like that, or maybe just figuring out who's going to cook for Thanksgiving. I don't know what it is, but it's basically they're asking for you to be mature here, especially in November. So other people may not be acting mature, and that's why they're asking you to kind of be the bigger person, take the higher road approach, all that kind of stuff. Comes up here. Also, to not act like a kid. That's basically the vibe of the whole thing. Don't be a kid. They're basically saying, like, you're above that, you're better than that, you don't need to go there. So just keep that in mind as November plays out. All right, so the way we wrap up, we have the Empress card inverted. It's The Empress card means a lot of different things in tarot. It's a very, very hard card to read. Let me give you a bunch of the different definitions, and then I'll kind of wrap up the context so you can kind of get the point of what they're trying to tell you. It's blocked femininity. It's blocked divine feminine because it's inverted. So this is also new birth, new ideas. It's something new, tangible new, just like fertility and birth is. It's a representation of that. So that almost lines up directly to what we talked about, the new business or new retirement, new college, new knowledge being blocked. It's kind of the same vibe. It's saying that this is not the time for the birth. This is not the time for the fertility. If, let's say, you're trying to have a child, it's not the time to get pregnant. Let's say that you're trying to launch a business. Well, we already talked about that. It's not the time for that right now. This is the month where they want you to work on other things. There's other priorities coming up for you here. And it's also a good time to do softer type things. It's the feminine energy, so less of the masculine. Since it's coming in blocked, we need kind of more of that feminine. So less masculine stuff, more kind of softer energy stuff, less rugged, more go with the flow. Like yoga is a great example of feminine energy. Gardening as something that you do, or an activity, painting, all that kind of stuff, much softer energies. Much better placed in your month than, like tackle football or something, much more masculine or more manly. So that's kind of what they're calling for when we wrap up the month. That's the call there. We also have the Oracle card there, not for you. So this may be a message that you want to think about a little deeper. This may not be for you. They may be telling you this for somebody very, very close to you. This may not be for you directly. So keep that in consideration, and maybe I should have started with that so that you could have put that context better, but replay this back a minute or something like that if you need to hear what the description of the card again. And just keep that in mind, that this may not be completely for you, because they're bringing it up for a reason. And I don't know what that is. It's going to be different for everybody because we have so many different Scorpios tuning in. It's the energy here gets, muddled up. So, they do a pretty good job of separating it all out and segmenting everything, compartmentalizing. But at the end of the day, it is a general reading. And, general readings are messy sometimes, and it's hard to kind of get with all that bubble energy. So if you're looking for messages that are private and personal, specific only to just you, I do offer private readings on my website, scottsagent.com. So now we're going to wrap up with your Angel Oracle cards. We got 2 of them coming to you. So let's see what they got. They want to talk about 2 things. First, they want to talk about yin, which is female energy again. So, it's just, let me just show you. It's just like pink energy flowing in November. That's what they want. That's really what they want to address and really stick home. And we're not talking, remember, we already said that we're not talking about birth. So they're not talking about like, now's a good time to have a baby girl. It's nothing weird like that. They're saying here that this is the time for softer things, softer energy in November for my Scorpios. Next thing we have here is regeneration. This is a complete renewal. So I don't even know where to put this, to be quite honest. Let me just kind of look back through. It's going to be so widespread. Let me get one more card here for the other ones. Okay, they want me to go back to the beginning. So what I've talked about at the very beginning about there's something that needs to be left behind. That's what they want me to talk more about. So for some of you, this could be habitual. This could be some kind of habit that needs to leave. And for most of you, it's going to be some form of a habit, even if it's like the habit of being with a person, like in a relationship, or relying on somebody else and not being independent. Whatever it is, it's still a habit. So whatever that habit is that they're trying to get you to go and like kind of get over the hump with, and they're saying you already know what this is, they want regeneration here. So they want you to build this brand new, like to the core new. It's like, in this card, they show a tree being born, like growing out of lava. So it's like the fire comes through, toasts everything that used to be there, whatever you were trying to leave behind, and then you can just bloom out of that. And that's really what they're calling for you to do in November. that was the reason that they gave me 2 angel oracle cards for Scorpio. So that is where we're going to conclude. A lot of stuff there, I know. We've been through quite a bit here for November. I do want to thank you for joining me. Please sign up for the newsletter. Please remember to like and subscribe if you have not. I do these videos every single month. And have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you all soon.